Warning, this podcast contains another Harrison.
Hello everyone and welcome. I don't have my light on. Shit. There we go. Welcome to the TV podcast for The Flash Season 3, Episode 4. The New Rogues. I'm your host, Clio, and I have Dom and Nicole. You should have seen me on Rebels this week. I clicked every single wrong scene on XSplit until I got to the right one, and I'm like, I'm not doing it over.
Nice.
So yeah, welcome. Professional. I think this season of As Seen on TV podcast is me dropping the airs of professionalism I pretended I had for the last 3 years. I don't give a fuck no more. We're just getting it done.
Hi.
So this. Oh. You gonna say something?
I was just saying hi.
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 You didn't get to say hi because you were a little loud.
Yeah.
This episode started off like we haven't seen in a while. It's the first time we've had a flashback to the particle accelerator explosion in a long time.
Yeah.
And
Weren't we just talking about how we're running out of metas from the original particle accelerator explosion?
Yes, we were. But there are apparently metas from the original particle accelerator explosion that have been put away that we haven't seen. We haven't seen Top before.
No, and I think Julian has a lot to do with that.
You think Flashpoint?
Yeah.
Flashpoint. Julian, though, because he's the meta expert.
So there might be these metas we didn't know about before Flashpoint that Julian's taken care of.
Yeah,
Yep.
It's completely possible.
That's interesting. Yeah, because we see her, she's in Iron Heights already. Like, we didn't see her in any of the other seasons. Barry doesn't make a mention like, oh, I don't remember her.
They did get to name her, too. So, she's kind of new still.
Yeah.
That scene, by the way.
The naming scene?
Yes.
Because I feel like Barry saying, oh, Cisco, name this one. You know, you're the name master. I think that kind of left an impression on Cisco to where he's like, I haven't been naming stuff lately. I got to up my game. And he tries. And then Harrison just steals it right out from under him.
It's like some kind of Mirror Master!
And then he's just like he's like, Top, define, see, I named this one. Shut up.
You're so defensive.
I love this Cisco. I do.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he's still hilarious.
Yeah.
But he's like so snarky.
Yeah, he has a little bit of a not aggressive side, but he's just a little bit more grumpy.
Yeah.
He has a grumpy side. Yeah.
So in the flashback in the beginning,
I've answered all the questions we had last week.
I know, because I at least when it started didn't realize it was a flashback.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, Snart just walks in all nonchalant, and I'm like, hold on, I have questions.
Well, it did say 3 years ago.
I did.
Yeah.
It did say 3 years
I didn't
ago.
do that. So I was under the assumption this was present day. I was like, I have questions, and then the particle accelerator exploded. I was like, the questions are answered. Thank you. But Barry also answered another question. Barry doesn't know that Snart is dead.
Nobody does.
Sorry, people.
The Legends.
Flash.
Yeah.
Spoilers for Legends of Tomorrow. But I feel like that's something that might come up in the crossover.
Definitely.
Especially,
I think they're going to be like, where's Snart? And they're going to be like, well, it's a long story. And there's no time for this right now. Come on. We're dealing with some sort of apocalyptic bullshit with 4 worlds. We can't talk about Snart right now.
Snart is
that's
Dr.
how
Alchemy.
it's going to take. Oh shit!
Shut up! I like that.
We
Like
we've been joking that everybody is Dr. Alchemy. Like just pre-show before we went live here, we were like, Aubrey James in chat is like, I really want Patty Spivot back, and I was like, Patty is Dr. Alchemy.
Yeah.
So I was like, that would be amazing. And now
It
it's
would
Snart,
though.
you know?
Because I do miss Patty too, and
I got another
getting
one.
her back in any capacity, I think would be fantastic.
I got
Brian's
another one. I got another one.
in
You
chat.
ready? You ready? You ready?
Eddie.
No. Gorilla Grodd.
Get out of here!
It's
No.
clearly the same build.
Oh yeah,
really.
totally, definitely. Take off that cloak, and instead of a skinny person, it's like just a fucking giant gorilla.
Mm-hmm,
You know, you got it.
What are we in Harry Potter? Jesus Christ!
It's actually like a modded cloak of invisibility.
I mean,
All the extra bits are invisible.
Yeah.
I mean, somebody from Harry Potter's still here.
Draco Malfoy, who wasn't in this episode.
Nope.
He's
They
mentioned.
just talked about
There
him.
was mention, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think there was really room for him, to be honest.
No.
Nah,
It was a very crowded episode already.
Mm-hmm.
it was. Especially with the new wells. Like, what the hell?
Yeah, all 5 of them.
Oh my god.
So it starts with just like, oh man, you're leaving, Harry, you're leaving so soon. You know, we're gonna miss you. It's just not the same without you. And then Harrison's just like, there are like 1,000 more of me. Let's send this puzzle out into the universe. And it's like, no, you're a smart man. Why are you doing dumb things?
That's exactly what I was like, no, this is a dumb idea, Wells. You're supposed to be the one that tells everybody else they're having stupid ideas. What the fuck?
I know. And here this is like, oh, the dumbest thing he could have fucking done. A bunch of Welleses that we don't know.
Mm-hmm.
You're just sending this puzzle out into the universe? Anyway.
Nothing good can come of this.
No, not at all. So
No.
There's Cowboy Wells. There was Steampunk Wells. There was the French Mime Wells. Where it's just like, no, don't trust a mime, move on. And then there's Earth 19 Wells, who is... I can't describe him any other way than he reminds me of the character Nate from Leverage. If anyone ever watched Leverage.
No.
Because when he would like put on personas, like some of his personas was exactly Earth 19 Wells, and I was like, I don't know why that makes me think of Leverage. It just does.
I was expecting a Wells in like a wife beater and board shorts and sunglasses.
Yeah,
and...
surfer.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I was expecting, but like all of a sudden, all these like super intelligent words are just spewing out this mouth, like fake blonde hair and shit. Like that's what I was.
The cowboy
like,
one got me. I was just like,
oh,
no.
because he was also like a drunk or a drug addict too at the same time. I don't know what the hell was going on
He
there.
was slurring all of his words, and he's a little bit
How was
podunk.
he intelligent enough to solve that? You know?
Yeah. But I mean, I think was it Cisco or Caitlin? One of them said this test doesn't test for personality. It doesn't test for morality. Like it's just literally how fucking smart are you?
Yeah.
Dude that just got a weird message from another dimension.
Yeah.
So it like doesn't test for anything they really need to put their trust in this dude.
No.
And,
Do you,
like,
do you think they can trust him?
No, not at all. Absolutely.
No, not at all.
I mean, if Wells' track record is any kind of history.
Yeah.
I mean, he seems nice enough.
To be fair,
Original Wells. Yeah.
it was Eobard.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I know.
That was Eobard the whole time. The real Wells wasn't bad. It was Eobard. But yeah,
he was actually a really good guy.
Yeah. I just it cannot end well.
No.
What did he say to call him? Did he
HJ or something like it,
No,
or
no,
HR.
H.R. Wells?
Harrison Wells. Oh yeah, no, he said HR.
Yeah,
You're right.
HR.
He said HR.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm glad it
And all
wasn't like
I think of is
H.G.
human
Wells.
resource.
HG.
I literally thought human resources.
Yeah. That's what I think when I hear HR as well.
Mm-hmm. But I was gonna say something else about. Oh, how cool Cisco was! Just put the glasses on and opened a breach. It's like,
yeah, he's well exercised and trained now.
Yeah,
like
I think he's probably still a little apprehensive about getting into the field, but
yeah,
but now he can just open them to different worlds. What?
I guess so.
I guess because I mean they got a transmission from
16 different Earths.
Yeah, and I guess the one that he wanted, he just found the frequency and opened it. I mean, I guess it's sort of like the message came with a return address, and he just used that frequency.
Yeah, I guess so.
I guess that's what it sounds like. My question is, how did they send that puzzle out into 1,000 worlds? That's the question I have.
Yeah, because
how did they know to do? How did they do that?
Because they can't vibrate all those different frequencies.
Yeah, I don't know. And then they sent like Princess Leia holograms of themselves. I don't understand.
The eHarmony date interview sequence with Wells just rejecting them all, like swiping left. Like, come on.
Yeah,
It's hot or not.
Yeah, hot or not up.
Oh boy. I remember doing it actually.
And I like when they're all like, "Oh, we got answers on the thing. Let's go check out the wells." And Barry's like, "Well, I guess I'll look for Mirror Master because nobody else is nobody else cares about finding this meta."
Yeah, because Wally and Jesse went off on a little date, and then Joe ran off with Iris to do other things, and Cisco Wells and they just fucking left him. And he's just sitting there like, what the hell? There's things to do, and you guys are. I guess it's not important.
Yeah. Yeah, Barry's just like, I guess I'm doing all the work today. About time, Barry.
Yeah.
Oh no. Earlier in the episode, Jesse was training with Barry, and Barry's explaining all this stuff. It's like, oh, you don't want to run in blind, and then he stops. He's like, oh my god, I've become Oliver.
I was thinking the exact same thing before he said it.
No, as soon as he said it, I was like, I was like, not quite, but yeah, sure. Whatever you say.
Yep.
It was just so he sort of sounded a little proud of himself too. Like, ooh, I've become Oliver. It's like, that's not something to be proud of, Barry.
Mm-hmm.
You don't want that.
I don't think he was proud of it. I don't think he was.
Probably not.
If he wasn't like, I mean, I don't think he was proud, but I mean, he was kind of like, jubilant about it, I guess, because he didn't have a frown on when he said it. He had a grin, so he was kind of amused by the fact that he was kind of like Oliver in that situation.
Yeah, and it's funny because Ollie is over there on Arrow training his new crew. So it's like they're both doing some training.
Yep.
I
liked I liked the fact that she tripped.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It was just, we've never seen Barry trip when he's run, before.
I mean, we kind of have, not the way she tripped. Like that looked like a normal person tripping.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But she caught herself, which I think was the best part.
If either of you had super speed, would you be tripping all the time?
Oh, fuck yeah.
Oh.
I, at my normal speed, walk into everything. Me at super speed, forget about it.
I
would knock myself out.
Walls.
Exactly. I would literally knock myself out walking into something.
The stereotype you can't chew gum and walk at the same time? It's very true. Just saying. I do it all the time.
Walk, talk, and chew gum?
It just, no, it doesn't work.
That's even...
I like try to talk to people and then I'll like walk into a bookshelf or something.
Super classy.
Mm-hmm.
That wasn't there a second ago. I don't know.
I swear to God.
It just jumped out in front of me.
Yeah, that just jumped out of nowhere.
That's what I do. Like, if I'm walking down the street and you ever catch me, like, bump into something, like, that's on the sidewalk, like a fire hydrant or a sign or a tree or something, I just go, "Excuse me, miss," and I walk around it. But yeah.
So Jesse and Wally they like went on their little speed date. They ran around the city.
A speed date? How cute.
A speed date, yeah. And they smooch, and they like each other.
Kind of.
Well, I mean, Wally likes her, but he's just like, "You're going home soon. I don't want to make a connection because then it's gonna be sad."
Surprised he didn't just go with her.
Maybe he should have.
Then Alchemy couldn't get to him.
I was actually just gonna say that exact same thing. Then he wouldn't get the speed he wants.
I think now he's coming to terms that like he's never going to be that way.
Yeah.
But yes, Alchemy's gonna come to him. But I mean, if it never did happen and he went with Jesse, I think he would completely be okay with it.
Yeah, I think so.
The next time he's gonna see Jesse, he's gonna have his speed.
But I think the other thing is he is, on Earth 1, he is going to college. He's taking classes. He's trying to get a degree. So there's this life I don't think he really wants to leave yet. He is also just making these connections with his family. Mm-hmm. Those are still new connections.
Right.
So I don't think it's stuff he really wants to leave. I
just love the arrogance that the Team Flash has, that they've dubbed their Earth as Earth 1.
Yeah.
Oh, of course. And, like, I knew as soon as they said, "Welcome to Earth 1," that, our Harrison from Earth 19 is just like, that's weird.
That's funny.
That's weird. I just love that quip. It's like, that's odd.
Yeah.
He's going to be interesting.
I have such a bad feeling. And I know this is coming from, the first Wells being the bad guy. This is coming from Jay being not actually Jay, but I mean, I just have such a
and Wells in season 2 just being a dick.
Yeah,
he's a dick, but we kind of love him for it.
Yeah,
he's kind of calmed down his dickishness. Just saying, he's not so much of a douchebag anymore.
He didn't do not at all this episode, did he?
Oh, thank God he did not, because I would have thrown myself out the window.
I was looking forward to it. Not you throwing yourself out the window. I just meant, the catchphrase.
Listen, I've been threatening to throw a lot of people out the window today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know, their date was definitely not as awkward as Iris and Barry's.
Oh, no.
No, even after Wally said we shouldn't, she was like, "All right, let's go for another run.
We can still run around. Let's just be friends."
Yeah.
Jesse was like super mature about all that shit. I was very proud of her.
And then they got caught in a lip lock again.
Huh?
When Wally was just like, "Yeah, come on, let's smooch."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like, "Oh, I don't want to be afraid."
Lip lock.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But when Joe came home and Barry was like mounting Iris on the couch.
Yeah.
That was hysterical.
That was absolutely hysterical because Joe like runs upstairs and then you see Barry sitting on the couch with a pillow on his lap and I'm like,
Yeah. The pillow on the lap was the funniest part of that scene.
Oh, it definitely was. But, like, Barry ran upstairs. What did he run upstairs for?
The pillow? I don't know.
There had to be pillows on the couch. Get out, he ran upstairs for a pillow. Like, no, that was so funny.
I think he was just panicking at that point. Like, what do I fucking do?
Yeah.
Went to go take a cold shower first.
and it's funny because Joe and Barry are like on the same. I guess they don't talk about emotions and stuff, and Iris doesn't give a fuck. Iris is like, "You guys need to get over yourselves." and just Barry and Joe are like, I don't want to talk about it, and this is weird. Let's just pretend we talked about it. I'm gonna tell Iris we talked. Okay, is that cool?
They pretty much had the talk.
They had a talk. It's just, it was still like,
It's
it was
not
a
the
lot
talk
of
that Iris wanted, but it was still a talk.
Yeah. They still understood each other when, even with very little words they used, they knew exactly what was going on.
Yeah.
But I mean, Iris, seriously,
What?
she just, when they were sitting there watching the movie and like he has his arm around her and she wants to snuggle more and he's just kind of like, whatever. And then she's like, are you fucking serious? She gets up and she's like, all rage mode. And I'm like, seriously, just sit your fucking ass down and watch the goddamn movie.
Well, no, because she saw he was only doing that because Joe was like doing this, which is real mature Joe, by the way, doing that.
But we just talked about last episode how awkward it is for them to almost be siblings and to have this relationship. You know, it's still normal, but it's still awkward. Like, you can't change that.
Especially
and for Joe having raised both of them in the same house, like, he's looking at them as brother and sister. So it's especially awkward for Joe.
Well, here's the thing. I don't think that's how he's seeing it. He's seeing it as, that's my daughter. He kind of behaved similarly when Eddie was dating her.
But he's also very protective as a father to Barry, so,
yes,
you know...
that is also true.
It's the same way. For, like, that's why he's so awkward about it, because he's looking to protect both of them at the same time, and he's kind of helpless in this situation.
Yeah.
You know?
Ultimately, he knows that they're going to blink, so he's just, like, really, really not looking forward to that talk later.
Yeah, that too.
You know, but he practically gets thrown out of the house, so it's okay.
Yeah, that's true.
I love Barry's like, I was thinking of moving out.
I thought that
and
Iris had her own place.
Iris does have her own place. I said that when I was watching. I was like, why can't you go to Iris's place? And then immediately in my head, I was like, it's because they don't have another set. They don't want to waste money on another set. That's why
they're going to have to if they give Barry a...
I know. Unless Barry's place looks exactly like Joe's place. And then they
just switch it up like Supernatural did with every freaking hotel room.
Am I not mistaken, but isn't the same house that they use for Barry and Joe the same house that they use for Diggle?
No, because Diggle has an apartment. But I think all the apartments in Arrow, like Sarah's apartment, Laurel's apartment, Quentin's apartment, and Diggle's apartment are all the same set, but different.
I know the house that's on the Flash is somebody's house in Arrow. I know that for a fact. I've seen side by side comparisons. That's why I think it was an apartment, but it's just made to look differently.
Oh, I see what you mean.
The door frame is the same, and the staircase is in the same spot. I don't remember whose house it was. I thought it was Diggle's. I could be wrong.
Diggle didn't have a house. I'm not sure anyone really had a house. That's really it really feels like that's an apartment kind of a city.
I'll try to find it.
Star City.
Go ahead.
Yeah, try to find it, because I'd be interested to know that. But all the ones like that I can call them my memory are apartments, unless they sort of just like rolled in those stairs. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's a possibility too.
Yeah. But yeah, and Joe's like, oh, finally, and Barry's like, now it feels like you're kicking me out, and Joe's just like, you feel like you feel. I absolutely love that line. You feel like you feel.
Yeah, the apartment for John Diggle is the same. Oh no, it was Patty's house. That's
Patty's
what it was.
Patty's
house and Diggle's house were the same house.
All right.
I'm gonna try to pull this up right now to show everybody at home what I'm talking about.
Yeah, Patty's apartment and Diggle's apartment were the same.
Yeah.
Oh my god, even the pillows are the same.
Yeah, like I'm looking, like it looks very, very similar. Like Patty and Diggle.
Yeah, the lamps and the pillows are all the
like,
same.
There's something we don't know going on there, you know?
Yeah, the top one is Diggle's and the bottom one is Patty's. And, yep, It's the same. The lamp, the pillows, everything, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Recycled.
Yeah.
Well, I mean that's one way to do it.
It's recycled. This isn't the only instance of this as well. There's plenty other ones, like the coffee shop on the Flash and Arrow, where you know they share the exact same set as well.
See that, yeah.
And I mean I'm sure because Laurel's apartment was used a lot in Arrow, and I think when Quentin got or like when we saw where Quentin lived, it looked very, very similar.
Yeah.
So yeah, listen, man, it's the same network. They're using the same soundstage. You know, do it. Yeah. Save that money.
Well, that's kind of why they brought the Supergirl over to the same place to film, because it's just easier to have all of your production team in one location, and especially easier for your crossover episodes.
Yep.
So.
Exactly. So, while we're on the subject of people smooching, Joe is getting all cozy with a lady from the DA's office who he asked for a favor, and they're giggling and promising dinner, and it's like, yes, Joe, get yourself a lady friend, do it.
Yeah, I'm totally up for that. Like,
he didn't do it.
He didn't do it. I feel like he will. Like, he has to get once Barry's out of the house, I think he'll go for it.
He'll find himself being more alone. You know, like he'll have more free
he'll
time.
want the company.
Exactly. Because you know, once they're out of the house, you know, probably family dinners will dwindle to like once a week or something.
Yeah. I was actually gonna be like, do we know for sure that Iris has her own place? But then the fact that Joe and Iris don't talk, it would be a little awkward for Iris to be living with Joe. I know she did in the other timeline. I'm saying, you know, this particular version of the timeline, I wasn't quite sure, but then I remembered they don't speak, so yeah, that would be really awkward.
Yeah, I think.
Did the Flash just run through your house?
What?
I don't know. You, like, air cannon just shot your hair straight up in the air. Yeah, I think the Flash just ran through your house.
What?
I think that once she moved out with Eddie, you know, like when they moved in together, I don't think she kept the same place, but she stayed living apart.
Yeah.
And that was all the way in season 1, really, so it was a while ago.
Really miss him.
I know, me too. Yeah, so speaking of saying everybody is alchemy, I think that was Brian said.
Yeah,
Brian that said that is Eddie could be alchemy.
It was Brian who said that.
I would fucking love that too. Like, anybody, bring anybody back and like make them alchemy, and I'll fucking love it.
Rip Hunter.
Rip Hunter's alchemy. There we go.
No.
That's where he's hiding. He's hiding in the present.
Swear to God.
I thought Cleo would be upset with that one. That was the first one in my head. I was like, which one would make Cleo the most upset?
No, make it Snart, make it Patty, make it Eddie, make it anybody. I'm in.
Definitely not Rip. I will go to the CW studios and I will steal all their coffee and donuts, and they'll be fucked.
You're just gonna like Assassin's Creed all the craft service guys.
Yeah. all their pre-made lasagna and shit that they have on their lunch breaks, gone. They're not getting any of that. Nope.
Gone.
Raid all the fridges, take all the food. Yep. No, gone. That's it. Mm-hmm. You guys lost your food privileges until you fix this.
Yep.
I think a better reveal would be to rip the mask off Alchemy, and it's literally just the puppet from Saw.
I thought you were gonna say it's another mask.
Yeah.
Which it would be if it's the puppet, because the puppet wears a mask.
Pretty much.
It's like opening a present that has just a box and a box and a box and a box, and you're looking at the person like, I'm gonna fucking murder you with these boxes.
I've had that done after the third one. I've just refused to open anymore. I let them finish opening it because I wasn't doing it.
We did that to my friend, and we got a box like this big, and her present ended up being a box this big.
Oh yeah, I've done that to people before.
So, it was great.
So back to Mirror Master, who's the point of this fucking episode.
Mm-hmm.
So I like how they explain his powers. It's any reflective surface, and he connects Einstein-Rosen bridges, which basically just makes a fucking wormhole in between two reflective surfaces.
That's crazy.
Yeah, no, absolutely crazy, and I love it. I think the explanation.
But I also love that they didn't spend too much time on it either, and Joe's just like, yeah, whatever, it works, I don't care, how do we do this, you know?
Exactly. Because that's how Joe is.
Yeah, and it's
Joe's just like, okay, that's mumbo jumbo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it gives us the explanation that if you understand the technobabble, that you know how it works. But if you don't, like, I'm sitting there going, okay, well, the glass in the cell, but then how does it get out? You know, like, I didn't understand how they left without coming through the other side of it, you know? That's the kind of questions I have. But with Joe, just, whatever, you don't have time to stop and think. You know, it's going.
No, who was it that said it was just a wormhole? I think it was
Caitlin.
It was Caitlin, yeah. And it was like, okay, that makes all the sense to me now. Let's just move on.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I think Wells or Cisco said Einstein-Rosen bridges. And I obviously immediately thought of Thor. And then, you know, Caitlin and Barry sort of dumbed it down for us in words we understand, who aren't science people like me. I wish I was a science person, but I can't wrap my head around half the science stuff I hear. But yeah, and I like how both Mirror Master and Top both have like these reality warping powers. You know, she can give you this extreme vertigo and he can stuff you in a fucking mirror. I think that their powers kind of worked really, like, not that they worked really well together, but they're kind of like similar in the fact that they both warp.
Yeah.
I don't get vertigo, but watching that, I got vertigo.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was like, I wanted to lay on the floor and just be like,
you would probably get vertigo at certain heights.
Probably. Like, I still haven't made like that trip up the tower in New York City, the Empire State Tower. I haven't done that or anything like that.
I live here and I haven't done that, so.
Okay. Well, one day.
One day maybe, yeah.
Yeah. Get up and just look down, you know. No. Probably the best way to describe that is I used to my family used to own a business, and we'd have a second floor that was made of metal grating, right? First few times going up there, when you could see through the floor and everything, you get this weird sense of vertigo. It's just like, I don't understand right now. How is the floor moving like that? You know, it was just really, really weird. But after doing it 2 or 3 times, your body gets used to it. So, but I definitely will never forget the feeling of the first time I walked up there, and I was like, I feel like I'm gonna fall through this. Like, it was awful, you know. So.
Yeah, and Jessie, you know, looks in her eyes and she gets the vertigo, falls off a freaking building. It's like, holy shit, Jessie!
What? Why not have Cisco develop some kind of glasses that you can wear?
Or how about don't look in her eyes?
Yeah, it's kind of like a Medusa concept. Don't freaking look at her eyes.
I was really hoping that they were going to use Mirror Master mirrors to reflect it back on her.
Oh, that'd be great.
That's what I expected out of this, and it didn't happen that way.
Nah, they just had Jessie kick her ass a little bit.
She just powered through it. Like, she stared. I expected her to, like, avert her gaze or, like, not look at her or something, but
it's like
she
Medusa.
she just looked and she took it, and then she kicked her ass, and I was like, awesome.
She did a lot of, like, I think the spinning she did, like, counteracted it somehow.
Yeah, well, that definitely can help, because you ever play Dizzy Bat or anything like that where you spin one way?
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I almost threw up.
Spin the other way. That helps, you know? It does.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah. I loved Barry stuck in the mirror, because he kept repeating himself, but he was, like, all backward speak. So nobody understood him.
Yeah.
And, like, Cisco puts it up. He's like, okay, speak. And he's still speaking backwards. He's like, oh, wait. And he presses the button a few more times. And then he's like, oh, my God.
Now, was it... I'm assuming it was reversing their audio as well back to Barry.
Hopefully.
I think Barry might have been able to understand them.
Maybe?
Because
know.
I think the point... Oh, no, maybe he couldn't understand them. I don't know, that was unclear. They never addressed that.
Right.
No. It's just funny that Cisco had one of those things just lying around.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like... Yeah,
Does this mirror make my butt look big?
No,
Really?
it's the pants. She's saying the pants. Do the pants make my butt look big? It's like, yes, girl, embrace it. You have a fat ass. It's fine. She doesn't.
Instead of him reacting the way he did, he should have been like, you're good. You know? He should have just like...
He was a little pissed off because, he was stuck in a fucking mirror.
I would have just been no complaints from here.
Exactly. He could have took it like a champ.
Yeah.
I mean, she was trying to lighten the mood. As much as I hate Iris, she was trying to lighten the mood.
Yeah. And honestly, my response would have been, yes, and it's fantastic. But they science it out. They're like, hey, we have to make it absolute zero, and Barry will be able to phase through it. They can't get their contraption to work right. And I'm like, oh, Caitlin, step up, girl. Let them know.
As soon as they came to the conclusion that they had to get to I was just like, oh, Caitlin's coming to the rescue, even if they, whatever. She's gonna do it. She's gonna do it. And they sit there and they fiddle, and then it doesn't work. And she sets off the meta alarm, and then they all run out of the room. And then she goes around.
Mirror Master set off the meta alarm,
but she turned it off in the room that they were in. She turned it off after they all left, and then she went and helped Barry, and then followed them.
She didn't turn anything off.
Pretty sure. Because I know the alarm was going off in the main base room.
Yeah.
Where Barry was and where Kate was after they all left. The alarm had been turned off.
Yeah, I don't know if she turned it off, but she definitely stepped away from the mirror so Barry wouldn't see her do it.
Yeah, she stepped to the other side to use her power so that Barry wouldn't see it was her.
She was around the corner, yeah. You could see him, he saw it freezing up, and he's like, what the hell?
Mm-hmm.
They were just as shocked to see him come in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, I mean, I guess Barry assumed that, the machine kicked in. I can do this now. But it didn't fool Wells. I know Cisco probably didn't think twice about it because, they had shit to do. But that shit didn't get past Wells. And he's like, we didn't do that. Our machine didn't work. So how did Barry get out?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I don't think it's going to take too much for Cisco to make the leap to Caitlin being Killer Frost, or at least getting those powers.
I think the new Wells is going to find out before anybody else.
I think the old Wells already knows.
Yeah.
Barry,
and he doesn't want to say it. No, I know. But I think he told he said it in uncertain terms to Cisco. If it wasn't us, who was it? Wink, wink, nudge, nudge, I know.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, and at the end of the episode... Oh, go.
But does she know that she was Killer Frost in, Earth 2 and, all of that stuff
I think
still...
So, yeah.
Yeah, all that still happened. Yeah.
This whole Flashpoint thing is just... I have to question everything now, because
that's true. I guess we don't know for certain, but it would seem like, since they didn't expressly say that never happened, it probably still did happen, because all that stuff with Zoom still happened.
Right.
Yeah.
We know that for sure. But yeah, I guess we're going to find out, because it seems like Caitlin is losing control.
Yeah.
She's getting blue lips and white hair in the shower.
Sexy shower scene.
I absolutely hate to make this analogy, but it's like Frozen.
Let it go.
Like Elsa, she's trying to hide her powers, and it's making it worse. Because she's not embracing it.
She better put on a pair of gloves.
I don't think that's going to matter.
Probably won't, because her fear is she'll end up a villain.
Mm-hmm.
That's her fear, because that was Killer Frost. She was a villain. She had these powers.
Wearing lipstick now.
Well, she's going to have to start wearing red lipstick so she don't have blue lips.
Mm-hmm.
But Yeah, and I don't think
this is the first time this has happened to her, though?
What?
The whole hair thing?
Yeah. The hair blue lips. Because, like, my first thing was like, don't cut your hair, you dipshit. You're going to have to cut all your hair off because you're going to have this one little short piece that's going to be sticking out. It's like, just dye your hair. But if, like, maybe it doesn't take and she knows this, so she cuts it off.
Maybe.
But, like,
I feel like it's happened to her before.
It might have, yeah.
Mm.
But this seems to be the first time she's gotten the blue lips, unless those will go away.
Yeah, she seemed really surprised about the lips anyways, like about...
Yeah.
Because the way she reacted, like, she instantly went for scissors and cut her hair, so it feels like that was something she's done before.
Yeah,
I definitely don't think she's ever froze the whole shower before.
No.
It looked like a nice warm shower beforehand.
It did.
Yeah. As soon as that shower started, I'm like, guess. I can guess who's freezing this shower. Mm-hmm. But, yeah.
I'm interested with Wells. I want to know what the new one is up to.
I'm nervous.
The thing is, we're going to be like, oh, he's up to something. He's up to something. Maybe he's just not up to anything. And we're sitting there, like, being like, you're the big bad guy.
Well,
you stop it. You're alchemy.
Well, I mean, that's what Cleo had a theory about alchemy.
I do, and I want to address it, but that's what I thought with this Harrison, where I was like, we've had too many betrayers. Like, this Harrison must be fine. Like, Earth 2's Harrison. Because now there are fucking 3 of them, and we're going to really have to... Harry. At first I was like,
7 of them.
There's a lot of them. Anyway.
There's infinite Wells.
3 that really matter. And one of them
the mime. I wish the mime came through.
No.
I hope that we get to see them.
French accent for the entire season? No.
That's exactly why I wanted to say it.
No, thank you.
That's really terrible.
But yeah, I don't know if it's a red herring or not. I honestly don't know.
Brian says that episode 7 is called Killer Frost. It is directed by Kevin Smith. Yeah, but that doesn't mean that she is Killer Frost. I mean, they're just going to refer to her as Killer Frost because that's who they knew in the past. That's who they ran into. Maybe it's a flashback. Maybe it's just her, a whole dream sequence of her going dark side.
I really hope Cisco refers to her as Elsa.
Oh my god. If he does not, I'm going to be disappointed.
Yeah. Missed opportunities there.
Mm-hmm.
So moving on to alchemy. I cannot accept coincidence. Because in this season of The Flash and this season of Arrow, we have 2 very mysterious masked figures. And I didn't think too much of it at first. But this is alchemy. And that's Prometheus from Arrow. And the reason I made a connection to them at all is because alchemy, we're assuming, is Julian. Like, that's our serious assumption. Because he works in the CCPD, he knows stuff that's going on, he can detect the metas, he does all that stuff. And in Arrow, Prometheus, we are assuming, is this new character who is a detective for Star City PD. So the fact that we are suspecting like these kinds of almost obvious characters, new characters, is kind of why I draw this line to them. Mm-hmm. And I had this thought out of nowhere where I was like, what if the character from Arrow that we expect to be Prometheus is actually Alchemy, and the character from Flash we expect to be Alchemy is actually Prometheus?
That'd be so cool.
Yeah, I don't think that's gonna be true, but
you're saying that you're hoping that Felicity's boyfriend is Alchemy.
Yes.
And you're hoping that Draco Malfoy
Julian is
Prometheus.
Prometheus, yes.
That would be cool.
That would be weird. And I'm not sure it's true, but I think that there's got to be some connection between these 2 mysterious masked figures. And the masks, I mean, aren't that similar, but they've got a similar sort of style and shape to them.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't know. We'll find out, I'm sure.
For sure.
But I refuse to accept it's just coincidence that we get these two very mysterious characters in these two shows with
possible,
a
especially
four-way
with
a four-way crossover on the way. So I refuse to accept coincidence.
Yeah.
So next episode is called Monster. Desperate to understand what is happening to her, Caitlin visits her mother, Dr. Tannhauser.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, no, I'm very excited because when we met Sisko's family, I thought that was a fantastic episode, and I'm very excited to meet Caitlin's family.
I remember Caitlin complaining about her mother in like season 1 that she was kind of a bitch. So this is going to be interesting.
Oh yeah. Dr. Tannhauser, who's a renowned biomedical researcher, in the hopes that her mother can provide some answers about her growing meta-human powers. However, when Dr. Tannhauser treats her daughter like a test subject, Caitlin grows cold and brings up past wounds, causing the two to have a major blowout. Meanwhile, after a mysterious new meta attacks Central City, Barry tries to convince Julian to let him assist on the case. I'm happy. I hope that him and Julian can like reach some common ground and work together, because I think that their like dynamic could be really fucking awesome.
Are we meant to take it literally that Caitlin goes cold?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, I mean, because I think oh that's right, because Killer Frost and Caitlin were talking about their mother, and I think Frost called her like a cold bitch or something like that.
Yeah. So that was season 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very, very interested in the mother character.
Mm-hmm.
And very interested to see more Julian.
Only because he's Draco Malfoy.
No, I love his character.
No,
But
he's
fucking fantastic.
Yeah. I didn't believe when they announced that they got him to be on The Flash. I was like, no, come on.
I love seeing movie actors transition to TV.
Yep.
I love it.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I heard about it. I was like, oh, that's cool. And then I forgot about it. And the first episode of The Flash, I was like, it's Draco! Oh, yeah, I knew that.
Yep.
So that's all I've got to say about this episode. You guys got anything else?
No.
Nope.
That's it.
I'm good.
Awesome. Dom, where can the people find you?
You can find me down below at Phenomenon, PHENOMEDOM.
Phenomenon.
Do.
Nikki, where can they find you?
They can find me on Twitter at LadyVenom24, LadyVenom24.
And you can find me at Cleomoto on Twitter, Twitch, and Pinterest. And you can find all of us at ASOTV Podcast on Facebook, Twitter, Gmail, Google Plus, and right here on YouTube. Follow us for some more podcasts from some of your favorite TV shows, video games, and movies. Until next time, bye guys.
Ciao. I'm hungry.
I still hope it's Jigsaw.
That'd be amazing.
It's
just the puppet.
I really want the puppet like hidden somewhere as an Easter egg. Like, I need that in my life.
Holy shit, yes. Like, just in some really dark, weird corner.
Yeah.
Of like a warehouse or something.
Yeah, that's it.
There's just the doll on the bicycle.
Not necessarily.
It has to be on the tricycle.
There was a movie, Dead Silence, about ventriloquist dummies. It was made by the people who made Saw, and they hid Billy the puppet in there. He was not on a tricycle, but it was still fantastic.
That's so funny.